Ask y'all up in the top right hand corner, it's an opportunity to do speaker view. If y'all will click on that, and that way she will be there and can share with y'all. Thank you.
Top right.
Rhonda, do we need to do speaker view as well if we're going to be given our commercial? Okay. Okay.
Do I need to do that, or am I good to go? Good. Okay. So like I said earlier, I am with the Heights of Bulverde. We're a skilled nursing and long-term care. I know some of you may have already heard of us. I recognize some of your faces from coming to some of our events that we've had here. But for those of you who are not familiar with us, we are a long-term and skilled nursing facility. We're located off of Harmony Hills. So we're over here right behind the new Hampton Inn and a little close to the new Walmart. So we're just tucked back away behind 281. But what we do here is we offer skilled services as well as long-term services. So what that means is for skilled services, more short-term. So somebody who's going to come in just for physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech, any kind of antibiotic, or even respite care. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that, but anybody who is on hospice services at home, they're allotted a couple of days a month for their caretakers to admit them to a long-term care facility for 5 days, so their family member can get a little bit of a break. And then after those 5 days are up, they can come back home. But what our team does, our clinical and our administrative team, they work together. They design a plan with the patient's goal in mind and their preferences in mind. If they're going to come in skilled or they're going to come in long-term, we work through all the steps for that. So while they're here, they're also able to engage in some of the activities that we do have. It ranges from day to day, and with COVID, we've kind of had to been a little bit more creative in what we've been doing. So I know our Hazel, our activities director, she sets up like a bowling alley in all the hallways, and we use a giant ball. So it's been really cool, but we've been having to be really creative with it. So they can participate in those activities. Another kind of special thing that we do offer here also is that we have an in-house dialysis program. So if somebody comes in either long-term or skilled, we have a dialysis suite in-house. So a patient can just go from their room, go into the dialysis suite, get their treatment, and then return back, to participate in their therapies or any activities that might be going on that day. That cuts back on travel time, having to go to an outpatient clinic and having to sit there, wait for transportation to come back. So that's kind of a special thing that we do offer over here that really nobody else does. There's only one other facility in San Antonio that does. So that's kind of one of our niches out here. But the areas that we do service are Spring Branch, Bulverde, Blanco, Canyon Lake, New Braunfels, and Northern San Antonio. So we kind of see patients from all those areas. But as far as our amenities, we do have private rooms, large semi or full private rooms are available. We do have Wi-Fi. We provide transportation to any follow-up appointments that patients might need. We do have a beauty parlor on site as well. And then we have 2 courtyards for patients to sit in, and we have gardens and raised bed gardens as well, where they plant veggies and flowers as well. And then just kind of an update, since COVID has, they shut everything down. There was no visitation allowed. And we actually just recently got approved for phase 1 visitations. So what we're doing is we have some tents set up. I don't know if you guys have been by recently, but we have some tents set up outside in front of our building under our little overhang. So where families can, schedule an appointment, and then it'll be a 30-minute visit socially distanced. You're going to have your mask. There's no touching allowed. Sanitizer is provided as well. So that's been a newer thing for us. It's been an adjustment, but families are happy, patients are happy that they're able to see their loved ones again. So that's one of the bigger things. I think that is all I have for you guys, but do you have any questions for me? My information is over in the chat. If you just scroll up, my name and number are both there for you if you have any additional questions.
How can the business community help? I mean, can we send cards, or what type of support would be the most important for y'all currently?
As far as support for our staff,
or staff and or the clients there, because I know they've been very
definitely
withdrawn from everybody.
Exactly. So what some people have been doing, they've been donating books or, crossword puzzles, kind of stuff like that, just to help pass the time. Even coloring books or colors, anything like that would be amazing. Handwritten letters are awesome too. If you guys have children or grandchildren and they would love to do that, we will take them. That would be very awesome.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for sponsoring the Heights of Bulverde. Thank you. All right, our next speaker is Lisa and David Camacho. They are with Legacy DLC, and they're going to talk to you a little bit about retirement and how you can plan for your retirement. So again, if you'll kind of step back and do the speaker mode, that'll be great. Thank you.
Okay, hi guys, and thank you so much. We are very happy to have the opportunity to kind of briefly explain what we do at Legacy DLC. Most people, when they see the word planning or finance in our bio or our company description, they think that we do kind of the traditional type of financial planning or retirement planning. But we actually are a bit more specialized than that, and we have a strategy, which I'm going to show you in just a few minutes, that can be incorporated into your financial plan if you already have one, or if you don't have a financial plan, we certainly can help you with that and also incorporate our strategy into that plan as well. So I'm going to do a quick screen share and show you what we've got. Okay, now.
Then hit share down in the bottom corner.
Got it. Okay,
there you go.
See that?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question. Would you like to have a tax advantage in your retirement accounts that most people don't even know exist?
Of course.
Of course you would. Okay. So we work with individuals and couples who want to turn their tax-deferred IRA, 401k, or SEP into a tax-free income bucket, and not by using cookie cutter strategy that most advisors use that benefit them more than you. Now, let's first define what tax deferred really means. That means that the money that you currently have in your retirement accounts, at some point when you start taking money out of those accounts, you are going to have to pay taxes on that money. And most people don't really consider the tax implication. And just kind of to put that into perspective for you, for every $100,000 you have in a retirement account, Uncle Sam owns $25,000 to $30,000 of that money. And so you can do the math on your retirement account and kind of, calculate what that would mean to you. And most of the time, that's not a very good feeling. So, and I think we can probably all agree that taxes are not likely to go down in the near future, and that most people don't even realize that you can do anything about changing the tax implication. And did you know that if you exceed a certain amount of taxable income you have coming in on an annual basis into your household, that your Social Security can actually be taxed? And if you exceed a threshold of taxable income, and that includes required minimum distributions when you turn age 72, then 50 to 80% of your Social Security can actually be taxed. Okay, so when you convert your IRA to a tax-free status, there will be taxes owed on that. And we have a proprietary strategy that actually pays the taxes on your behalf, so nothing comes directly out of your pocket. So this means you don't have to go to your bank account, your savings account, and pull money out of that to pay the taxes when you're converting your retirement accounts from a taxable or tax deferred to a tax-free status on that. Our strategy actually subsidizes the taxes that are owed, so nothing comes directly out of your pocket. And then here's the cool part. If you choose, you can actually take it a step further, and you can provide this same lifetime tax-free income from your IRA to not only you and your spouse while you're living, but you can pass this same annual income along to your heirs, quite possibly your children, for their entire lives when you pass away. And that will also be an annual tax-free income to them for as long as they live. So you talk about leaving a legacy to your heirs or your children. We have so many clients that are able to utilize this option, and the benefits are life-changing, not only for them, but for their heirs or their children. And the strategy that we use to accomplish all of this actually has the potential to double and sometimes even triple the value of your current IRA account. So I'm going to just kind of leave you guys with this one thought, and just remember that every decision that you make has a consequence. Whether it's a personal decision or a financial decision. For example, if you were to decide to do nothing when it comes to converting your retirement accounts into a tax-free status, then at some point in the future, certainly at age 72, the IRS is going to force you to take money out of your retirement accounts. And you will be taxed at whatever tax bracket is in place at that time. And by the way, taxes are on sale right now. They are at the lowest level they've been in decades due to the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act legislation that was passed in 2017. And it's set to expire in 2025, and taxes are more than likely going to revert back to where they were prior to that time. But if you do decide to do something now and convert your retirement accounts into a tax-free status, not only will our strategy subsidize those taxes for you, but if you decide to take money out as an income or a distribution, then at that point, it's going to be your choice, and you'll not be forced or required to do so. And all of that money will come to you as tax-free. And I mean, gosh, wouldn't it make sense to do the conversion now while the taxes are low? So I'm going to be sending out kind of a follow-up email to all the attendees, just to kind of reiterate what we've been talking about, because I know I've just put a fire hose at you guys with a lot of information, and it's going to have our calendar link and contact information on there. And I'd just love to have a conversation with you and show you what it would look like for you personally if you were to consider or implement some of the strategies, including this one that I've just talked about today. And because you guys are all chamber members, we're going to provide that as complimentary analysis to you guys. So that's it in a nutshell. Thank you guys for the time, and I hope you have a good day.
Thank you. And then if you'll, end the slideshow and stop the screen share, you got it down pat. Thank you very much, Lisa. And David's just the imaginary guy behind you?
David is a support team for sure. No, he's actually not working today, so I said, I'm going to do this.
Very good. All right. Well, welcome, and thank you for participating today and sponsoring the chamber thing.
Our pleasure.
No problem. All right. Today we have excited to have Sherry Marshall with us today. She has been a corporate leader at AT&T for 29 years. She was recognized as a top achiever, winning the President's Award numerous times and winning the Sustained Excellence and Trust Award before retiring in 2000. She is now an independent business owner with ASEA and is passionate about educating others on the benefits of cellular health. Sherry is also one of the most requested trainers in ASEA. Her mission is to help others achieve their goals, both physically and financially, and to make a difference in the lives of all animals on this planet. And I'm sure during this presentation, you're going to see one or two animals. She lives in Pflugerville, Texas, and her husband, JB, and her 3 rescued cats. So Sherry, did we co-host you where you can share your screen?
Let me see. Thank you for having me, first of all.
No problem. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, it's saying I'm disabled
Hold on.
from
Hold
sharing.
on just a minute. I'm like, okay, why is it not? Let me find you real quick here, co-host. Okay, now you should be able to share.
Okay,
Okay.
just 1 second. Let me find my little presentation. This is the hardest part of the whole thing for me.
Finding, yes, on the screen, finding the right button to push.
Yes. And let's see, we will do a slideshow from the beginning. Well, thank you guys for having me. I love this chamber. Wish I was there in person, but hopefully someday soon I'll get to do that again. But you know, I just earlier in the year, actually probably May or so, I put this together and then finished it up lately. But it was like, wow, Be the Change 2020. Is that not right? Because if you just think about it, this has been a crazy year so far. We had the toilet paper diaries, fighting over toilet paper, everything like that. It's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? And every time you turn around, it's something else that's just a little crazier. So it's like, oh wow, this is a year for sure that we will all remember. You know, I think of some of the kids that are graduating and all that and what they've gone through. Wow. You know, it's like, it's just been nuts. So 2020 has changed us. It's changed each and every one of us. Hopefully for the better, but in some cases might not. So I felt like, you know, it's a good time to really look at really our purpose in life. You know, we've all been given this gift, the gift of life, and what we do with our lives is our gift back. So this year, I felt like is really the year to decide what is it that we really want. Not, you know, not just what's dealt to us, but what is it that we really want? And what changes will we implement to really make that happen? So that's really the whole emphasis behind this presentation today, is what do you really want? So let's begin with, and hopefully you have paper in front of you, something to write down, because what I'd like to do at the end of this is those that want to, I'd like for you to share maybe what you wrote down, and then there's another piece to this that I asked you to write something else down. But if you had one wish, one thing you really wanted to change, what would it be? What would be that one wish? It could be something about the worldview. It could be work. It could be money. It could be animals. It could be the love of your life. It could be family. What is the one thing that when you go, man, I wish, and it's really something you care about? And if you'll take just a minute and write that down, I think that's real important to get in touch with that, because we can go through our life and never really get down to what really makes us the happiest that we can be. And that's really where I'm heading for today. So let's talk about my wish. My wish this year was to be 30 pounds lighter. I wanted to give away 30 pounds to somebody who maybe needs it. But wait, I don't want to give up anything, not a pie, not a cake, and I certainly don't want to exercise. I mean, that's, you know, my gosh, I'm a shut-in most of the time. I don't want to give these things up. So then I figured out what I was really wishing for. I was wishing that I was a caterpillar. I could eat a lot, I could sleep for a while, and then I would just wake up beautiful, right? The problem is, since that's not a real option, it really might require change. And I found this, and this really relates to me. Have you ever just seen something and you go, man, I wish somebody would do something about that? And then you realize you're the somebody? You know, that's really where we are today. We're the somebody. So whatever it is you're saying, I wish somebody would do something about that. Oh gosh, you're going to have to look in the mirror. And that's so hard, isn't it? Because it's like, I'm going to have to do something. So let's really talk about, first of all, I'm going to put a little disclaimer up here. I'm going to use the terms wish a lot. I'm really talking about your why, your purpose, your vision in life. So those are all interchangeable. So when I say wish, I don't mean just wish and hope something happens. I mean wish with a purpose in mind. So some wishes are very, very important. What I found, especially after that I retired from AT&T, is that you can wish for a lot of things, but if you don't put something in action, nothing happens. So this is really called your why. And my big wish, my big why, was to have the largest animal sanctuary in the state of Texas. Until. And what do you think that until is? It's until I realized I really got involved in somebody else's sanctuary, and I found that my heart would be broken all the time. I'm a softie. I'm a total softie. I so admire the people that can do this, because it takes a lot of heart to be able to really work through the things that you see. I tried to make it work. I really did. I did all kinds of things, but I just felt this, I would be heartbroken all the time. I mean, I would go to sanctuaries and leave just bawling and bawl for 2 days straight. And I'm like, what if my life was this? You know, and I found myself sabotaging my own success in my business, because my business was tied to this why. So you really have to be careful and in touch with what it is you think you want, right? Because you can actually be sabotaging yourself when this happens. So I found something else out. Having a soft heart in a cruel world is courage, not weakness, because I really felt like, why am I so weak? Why can't I just do this? I see other people doing it, but it just wasn't for me. But it shouldn't keep me from doing my purpose. And that's the part that I want to be sure of, that yes, there may be things that go wrong in your why, and that you're like, well, that's not happening. So you just have to clarify that why part. So now what? What do you do when it doesn't look like your wish, your why will happen? Animal sanctuary is out for me. That's not going to happen. So what was I going to change to fulfill my purpose? And before I get there, I want to share a quick story about the eagle that might give us some answers. So this is How to Be the Change, the story of the eagle. Some of you might have seen this before. So the eagle has the longest lifespan of its species. It actually can live up to 70 years, but to reach this age, it has to make a really hard decision. In its 40s, its long and flexible talons no longer grab prey, which serves as food. Its long and sharp beak becomes bent. And then its old, aged, and heavy wings, due to the thick feathers, become stuck to its chest and make it difficult to fly. Then the eagle is left with only 2 options: die or go through a painful process of change that lasts 150 days. Any of you that's seen me before know that I'm a huge animal lover. So when I first saw this presentation, I absolutely cried. I went, what in the world is going to happen next? The process requires that eagle to fly to a mountaintop and sit on its nest. There, the eagle knocks its beak against a rock until it plucks it out. After plucking it out, the eagle will wait for a new beak to grow back and then pluck out its talons. When its new talons grow back, the eagle starts plucking its old, aged feathers. And after 5 months, the eagle takes its famous flight of rebirth and lives for another 30 years. The eagle represents the change needed for you to live the life you want. And you're like, well, if I've got to pluck out my feathers and lose my teeth and lose all my fingers, I don't think I want to do that. Well, first of all, let me tell you the truth. I did this presentation probably 15 years ago. And just this presentation alone, not with the rest of it. And I believed it to be true. It's not, thank goodness. But it does represent change. So the eagle doesn't have to go through this. It doesn't live 70 years, but it represents a drastic example of some changes that sometimes we have to do to get what we want, to get those extra years of life that we want to live. But you do need a plan. It shouldn't be a surprise plan. You do need a plan. And you also want to be the one that is deciding your own fate. So what we're going to talk about today is how do we do that? So your life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. And that's the key part to everybody, whether you're talking about your business, your relationships, money. It takes some sort of change to have something be different in your life. But you can decide your own fate. And I believe most wishes can come true by doing a couple of simple steps. So bear with me here because you're going to need your pencil and paper again in a minute. Turn your wishes, your why, your purpose into real action. And then get really clear on your why. Why? What makes you get up in the morning? What makes you go to this job? What makes you have this business? Why? What drives you? For me, what did I want? I wanted the largest animal sanctuary. Why did I want that? To help animals, right? It wasn't about the sanctuary. It was to help animals. So get clear on your why. Then you can start to look at what I couldn't do, having the biggest animal sanctuary, turned into what I could do. Now, what could I do? If what I wanted to do was to help animals and to make a difference in their lives, what could I do? I could focus on the things I can change, let go of the things I can't, and the thing that's not up here, and take action. Action. You've got to have that. So I did what I could do. I gave money to other sanctuaries. I vetted them. I made sure they were the right things, that they were really doing the right things for the animal. And then the money that I made from my business, I started giving to nonprofits, certain ones that I absolutely support still to this day. And by the way, I made a really good income with AT&T, but I have given more back to the animal community and to nonprofits than I ever did before, because I put this into action. I help animals live a better life. Then I partnered with a group called Helping Horses and Heroes. They're out of Ohio. This is the same horses, by the way, before and after. They rescue horses. They found a bunch of horses that were already passed away. They saved 13 horses. This is 2 of the 13. And then I was able to partner with them. These horses got sick later after they looked this healthy. And I was able to partner with them and help them with that as well, through money and through other things that I was able to provide to them. And then there's JoJo. JoJo was in an animal shelter and was, this is after 10 days of antibiotics. Nothing was helping JoJo, and they were to the point of having to euthanize this cat. So I purchased life-changing treatments to give JoJo a chance to live. And that's JoJo. So it wasn't about the sanctuary. It was about making a difference, right? I have my own animals that I give them a much better quality of life, the ones that I love. They have passed away. And since then, I got a call. The call that tests your why. Do y'all know what I mean? You say you want to do something, and then all of a sudden, somebody really kind of tests you and says, do you really want to do that? So my why is what? Helping animals, right? Giving them the best life. The call that I got was about a mama kitty and 4 kittens in a shelter that still had their umbilical cords attached. And the lady that called me said, I need a foster, and I need it today, because leaving these cats in this shelter is almost a death sentence. They're too young to make it. And I was like, are you kidding me? These are the baby kittens that I'm looking at. And I'm like, So I agreed to foster Mama Sneaker and her family of 4. So do y'all know what a foster does? A foster takes cats, dogs, whatever, animals in, and then you raise them. And then at a certain point, whoever you're fostering them for gets to decide where you take them to be adopted. You don't decide. They decide because you're a foster. You're like working for them because they pay for everything. So what happened to me is I'm looking at these babies and I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't give these babies to a stranger. I don't want 5 cats. They get into everything. What is my why again? I mean, it's so hard when you're hit with it right up in the face, right? So I look at him and I go, oh my gosh, they're so cute. I'm a foster failure. I adopted all 5 for now. And I say for now because I really didn't want 5 cats, but I knew that whoever got them, I had to be the one that vetted them. I had to be the one that absolutely made sure that they had the home that they would want forever, and that I would give my grandkids to that home. And so what happened is my grandkids adopted Bravo and Luna. They live together and I see them every week. And then, yeah, I kept the other 3. That was okay. 3's doable. So this is Mama Sneaker, Milo, and Sadie, and that's them today. So I was able to absolutely do my own why. And you're like, I can't adopt every single cat, and I don't. And by the way, what I do is that I help others by reaching out. I've got a network of people that I network with when an animal is in need, whether it's with money or with homes or whatever. So what is the one thing that you can do now, right now, that will go toward your wish, your dream, your purpose? Can you take a minute and write the one thing that you can do right now? And it may be, you may say, oh, that's too little. It's never too little. If it's a step in the right direction, it's right. And then every day, add one more thing. That's it. That is really the secret to absolutely getting what you want out of this life. Love the life you have while you create the life of your dreams. The life of my dreams is absolutely about helping animals. I like people, okay? I love animals. So it's all about, for me, to be in touch with exactly what's right. What's right for you? What is that one thing that when we had that change that you really wanted to see change? What's the one thing that you can do? And then add one more. But you must be the change you wish to see in the world. It's all about what you decide and what action you take. So today, be the reason someone smiles or the reason they drink, whatever works for you. So that's really it. Thank you so much for your time. Now it's time for us to really make a difference in this world. Whatever it is you want to do, absolutely you can do it. So thank you. I'm going to stop my screen share. And then if y'all have any questions, if anybody wants to just really tell us what they put down for the one thing they'd like to change and what maybe is the one thing that they can do now, I'd love to hear it.
I know there's a few of you out there that's some great ideas.
Well, they may want to keep it to themselves, and that's okay.
We'll have some great changes. We'll see a lot of great changes in the next weeks to come, because that was a very, very good presentation and thoughtful one, making us look inside and really think about what is important to us and how to move forward. Sherry, thank you very much. We had a couple of comments here. Let's see. Listen more, talk less. Very much so, Jan. Thank you. That's a very good thing to think about. And Judy added, yes, we have choices to make each day that can help or hinder. Thank you, Sherry, for the reminder.
Thank you.
Yeah. Kelly shared, slow down, be more present, more positive, which definitely in today's world, I think that's what we all need to do is to think about what's happening next. Ken, what do you have to say?
Well, if the why is big enough, the what and how don't matter. And So you got to nail that down. I encourage people all the time to watch Simon Sinek's YouTube video on the why. And Sherry, we do appreciate you doing that. I look forward to every year you doing this because it's like Zig Ziglar says, we don't need to be told, we need to be reminded. And,
So true.
thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Valerie shared also excellent presentation. You've given me a lot to think about. So very true. So, so engaging and spot on. Love the story about the eagle. You had me going with the eagle story. I honestly thought that was true. I was like, well, that's fabulous that they lived that long. But yeah, that would be. So that was a sneaker in there.
Yeah, the first time that I did it, I didn't know that I was telling lies. And then I found out later and I was like, oh my gosh, that's not the truth.
But it's true. You kind of get so far in your life and then you've got to reinvent the wheel and look at how you're going to make it through the rest of your life. So
Yes.
Thank you, Diana, for commenting. It was a really good presentation. Enjoyed it. Well, does anyone else have any questions or want to share anything? I'm really curious to hear what all y'all are going to be doing to make that change. Miss Pat, I'm seeing you laugh, so I know you have something in your mind right there.
Absolutely. One of my why is, of course, to become financially independent. And I think I have to start by making a budget. So that's why I'm laughing.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I want to start a business, but why do I need a business plan, right? Yes, you do need a budget to get started. Sherry, you have any thoughts on that one?
No, that's spot on. That's exactly right. Yeah, and it's just one, and it doesn't have to be the whole budget, Pat. It can be just one piece. Just start it one at a time.
Yeah, it is kind of amazing though when you sit down and really analyze where you spend money to find. I remember several years ago when the new online banking program came out, it was like I could punch a button and see how much money I spent at HEB or at Walmart. And you look at that for a whole year and that's like extremely scary when you start looking at what you spend in certain locations or at certain stores. I'm sure right now a lot of people would be freaked out at bring it up and see what they spend on Amazon or a few other places like that. So, well, thank you very much, Sherry, for joining us today. I will be sharing with Miss Fleta. We have, let me find me here so I know how my screen's showing. Here we go. We have a set of, I can never figure out which direction to go with it, a set of coasters that have pictures of the Bulverde Spring Branch area on it. So you may not live here in the area, but you can have our area with you all the time. So I will share those with Ms. Fleta so she can get them to you very soon. And thank you so much for sharing your presentation today. It was very much welcomed.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
That means, sister, you have to come visit.
See what you did, Rhonda. See what you did to me.
I know. I do want to take a few minutes and do some other recognitions today. We do have, for the last couple of months, we had our member of the month for July was J2 Servant Leadership. We wanted to recognize Jay Johnson. He has and I realized the other day, it was like 5 years, he has stepped up and worked with us on our leadership program and been there to counsel through us. And this year we're kind of relying on him a little bit more to bring a little bit more to the program. So he's not with us today, but if you have the opportunity to see him or talk to him, please recognize him and thank him for his service. That was the July member of the month. For our August member of the month, we wanted to recognize the Kiwanis Club. It's the Kiwanis Club of New Braunfels, but they're working on a satellite location here in the Bulverde Spring Branch area. And they're doing a lot of different things to get us up and running and helping the kids in the community and other things. I know Mike is out on a ramp build today, him and some guys from the Rebecca Creek Baptist Church and a group that he has. have been helping seniors and disabled build ramps so that they can get in and out of their houses more easily. And they're out on a big ramp build today. So he's not here, but I believe, Jan, are you with us today? Nope, must not be. Paul, do you want to share a little bit about what y'all's project is that you're working on right now with the signage?
I finally got my mute off.
There's Jan.
I can't get the picture on for some reason.
That's
So
okay.
Paul, look at Paul because he's part of Kiwanis, but we have our signs ready. They were going to be delivered tomorrow at the chamber office. So we can also recognize Signorama as a new member, but there'll be $25 a piece, and they're signs for your lawn that say "We support law enforcement." And this is in lieu of our normal fundraising project that we do every year to purchase items for underprivileged children in our Comal County area. And we usually have a softball game between the New Braunfels Police Department, the Sheriff's Department, and the Fire Department. But we can't have that this year. So Rhonda helped us come up with this really good idea. And what a perfect time for us to show the sheriff, the constable, the police departments in our area how much we really appreciate them. So they'll be up for sale soon, and you can contact Mike or I through the chamber. Mike's cell phone, I can give that to you, 602-510-9431. And we'd be happy to deliver the signs to you. And like I said, they'll be ready tomorrow. They'll be coming in at delivery time about 11 o'clock.
Somebody asked what the size of the signs are.
They are 18 by 24.
Okay. Are they going to come with the H-frames where you can put them in the ground?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
18 by 24, they're one-sided. So we have 50 coming in on first shipment, and as soon as we sell those, we can purchase more. We're hoping we can sell a whole lot. So everybody, please let us know as soon as you want yours, and we'll get it to you.
Thank you so much. Great
Thank
way
you.
to show our support for our law enforcement out here.
Thank you.
The other one we like to recognize every month is our Ambassador of the Month. And this past month it was Holly Huber, and she is with the Massage Heights here in Spring Branch, Bulverde. So Holly, were you on the call? I was thinking I saw her at one point, but maybe not. The other couple of announcements we have is we have a ribbon cutting for Hill Country Junk. They are going to be doing the ribbon cutting down in the Bulverde Community Park by the pavilion right there by the parking lot. It'll be on Tuesday, September 22nd. But she would like to provide a grab and go box lunch for everyone. So please RSVP so that we can give her a good count on how many people are coming. But it would be a great opportunity to get out and be outdoors and see everybody. This Friday, we have our Staying Engaged call at 1 o'clock. It will be kind of a round table where everyone can talk about what's going on in their business and how things are going and how other businesses can partner and help them. We had a question that came up again. Jan, can you, maybe in the chat box, can you type in the cost of the sign and Mike's contact number? A couple of other things we have going on, and this I'm really excited to announce. The City of Bulverde partnered with the Bulverde Spring Branch Chamber and the BSB Chamber Foundation, and we will be receiving this week shipments of 32-ounce bottles of disinfecting spray and packages of sanitizing wipes. And we will be going out to our membership and inviting them to help us go to all storefront businesses in the community, and we'll be able to deliver 2 bottles of disinfecting spray and 2 packages of sanitizing wipes to all storefront businesses in the community. So it would be a great opportunity for you to get out and wear your marketing information, a hat, a shirt, a name tag, whatever that shows what business you're with, and get out there in front of a lot of businesses in the community. So we're looking, I'll be setting up probably tomorrow, distribution list on there where you can do a Sign Up Genius and go out and help. So you'll take a strip that may include 15 or 20 businesses, And I would say partner up with somebody and go out and make the deliveries. It would be a great way. And you have some flexibility as far as when you go, but it would be a great way to get you and your name out in front of other business owners in the community. So I will definitely be sending an email out about that and getting that. We are excited to announce that next month, our Power Lunch and hopefully the coffee will be kind of a hybrid. It'll be partially in person, partially via Zoom. It will be on October 21st, and we have Senator Donna Campbell that's going to be joining us in person at the event. So it will be at the Visitor Center. We only have room for 40 in person. So if you, the registration is out there. If you want to make sure you're able to be there in person, make sure you register early to reserve your spot. But we will be live streaming it, so you would be able to join us via phone if you would prefer to do that. And then we will still be doing we will provide a lunch. We're not positive exactly what it'll be at this point, but if you're attending via Zoom, we will continue to do the $10 gift cards for those people that are doing that. I will be out purchasing your gift cards tomorrow and get those in the mail to you by Friday. So look for those early next week to come to you in the mail. We have an email that I sent out earlier today, talked about a lot of the upcoming events. We have Shred Day coming up. It'll be on October 17th. We have the golf tournament on October 19th. We have, we always partner with the law enforcement out here to do the DEA's Drug Take Back Day. We did not have it in April, so we're curious how well that's going to be attended this time. But we will have the 2 locations like normal at the Bulverde City Hall and then at the Fire and EMS station off of Rodeo Drive. It's from 10 to 2. You can discard any of your unused and expired drugs at those locations at that day. To go back to Shred Day, we had such a great response in June for the last Shred Day, and we lucked out, and because their large truck broke down, we had 2 trucks. It went very smoothly, and we were able to shred a lot more in materials than normal. So we have engaged them to bring out both trucks again in the fall. So we have plenty of room for all kinds of stuff to be shredded. So you can start gathering everything together and be prepared to do that. That's really all of the announcements I have. I know we had a couple of people, I think Jan put in the chat box the information. We will attach the chat box to the virtual link on the website. So, and just as an FYI, all of our presentations, the coffees, the power lunches, and the staying engaged calls are all recorded. And then we download the chat also and try to attach that. So if you missed one in the past that you would like to see, you are welcome to go in and view those. They are under news and events, virtual events, and it has a list where you can link in and click and review those at any time. So I know we have a chatty bunch here. We have another 10 minutes if anyone would like to share anything else. And yes, Becky, I will make that change for you. Anybody else want to share something? I know y'all are quiet today, which is unusual.
I think Kelly has some news about Diva Night.
Diva Night, she does.
Yes. So ladies, Diva Night is on for November 5th. We're very excited about it. I will be held down at the Bulverde Spring Branch Activity Center. Right now we're going to have to keep it to 100 attendees. Those tickets go on sale, Rhonda, October 23rd, I believe. We've got a fun group working. I apologize, guys, that you can drive us. You can come pick us up. If you want to be waiters or any help like that, we would certainly appreciate it. We have still several opportunities for sponsorships, especially silent auction items. If Debbie Rowland hasn't knocked on your door, she probably will. And food vendors, if anyone out there is interested in being a part there, we're really excited about a fun, fancy night. What Pat was speaking to earlier today, we had reached out to Kendra Scott. And we just got the notice this morning that they have donated a product to us that we will include in our silent auction. And Debbie Rowland is actually going to pick that up for us. But they're also doing a 20% give back. So we'll be able to host a virtual event so we can all shop, and the chamber benefits as well as us, because we get new pretty jewelry. And Rhonda, tell me or explain how we're going to use some of those funds that we raised from this event to help support the project that you were just talking about.
So the silent auction during I thought I had mute on still. The silent auction during Diva Night will benefit, all of the proceeds from the silent auction will benefit the 501c3, which is our chamber foundation. And what we're looking at doing is half of the proceeds that we receive from Diva Night will go to support the foundation, but the other half will go to add to our disaster assistance funding, which is the project or the program that we are doing the distribution of disinfectant wipes and everything through. We're hoping to, we're finalizing some information on that and hoping to go out to solicit some donations from companies that can help support it, that we would be able to set up like a grant program where people could come in and apply for disaster assistance, meaning they might need for their utility bills to be paid 1 month. It would be limited, but we're hoping to develop that program. Or if it's a company that uses a lot of masks, that we might be able to assist them with purchasing masks in bulk or something like that. So we're looking to be able to do some additional things. We, through the ESP Chamber Foundation, we amended our bylaws to allow for disaster assistance funding anytime there is a governmental declared disaster. So if it's on a state level or a county level, we would be able to kick into this disaster assistance program and provide assistance to businesses in the community. So it would be all businesses. It's open to anyone that is in business in the, we kind of divided it. We had to specify a location. So it's kind of from the Cibolo to the north county line, and from about 3009 to the western county line. Or if you were a business as of August 1st of this year, you're eligible for any of the programs that we'll be coming up with. So looking forward to being able to go out and actually benefit the businesses in our community is really exciting for us. So we're excited that we'll have some additional funds that maybe can help and assist businesses get through the end of the year. Thank you. All right. We do have one other announcement to make, and that is that Ms. Kelly Irwin has stepped up to take over the ambassador program. Kim Gilbert has had some things that have been kind of keeping her very busy at the bank and with 2 growing boys, and has stepped down as the ambassador chair. And Ms. Kelly Irwin, I laughed earlier, Sherry, in your presentation when you said, you know, when you want to see something, no, Kelly, when you see something and you feel like you can make a change in it, you do it. So Kelly just texted in the chat box that her new why is to say no. And that is fine as long as you do that after you've already committed to this. So now you can say no to any and all other opportunities. Yes. So thank you, Kelly, for stepping up. And ambassadors, I think y'all are going to be in for a wild ride. So with that, I know there's a lot of other things I could share with y'all, but I want to respect your time. So unless anyone else has something they want to share real quick, I'm gonna say we'll see you next time. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day. Hope to see y'all on the call on Friday. It'll be a fun call and informational. So stay tuned for more. Bye-bye.